The father and son podcast with a twist.
3, 2, 1.
Attention!
It's the Mood Lounge Show with Pedge Tattoos and Marco.
You are
Tuned into the greatest.
Time to drop some knowledge.
Hey, welcome to the Mood Lounge Show. I'm your host once again, Pedge Tattoos.
And I'm his partner in crime, Marco with a K.
There we go. So I'd like to start the show off with a friend of mine passed away. I found out 3 years later, which kind of pissed me off. Nobody reached out to me from the neighborhood, not even my family, cousins, etc. So this show is dedicated to George Zivku. Rest in peace, my brother. You're greatly missed. Had great memories with you. You know, from 11 to like 21, 22, he was a part of my life. So,
Really?
yeah. And
You want to give us a brief highlight?
well, okay, I'll give you a brief highlight.
Quick story from the street or something.
Yeah, growing up with him, when I was 11, 12, and I was boosting bikes and coming into Ridgewood from Glendale, I was hanging out with this guy, Ollie, and Ollie was his nephew. So that's how I got to meet George and that other group of Romanian people and some Yugoslavian, Serbian people, whatever. So we all, like my family, my parents know his parents, okay? His father was a great man, very well known, had a bar during the 60s. So I meet George, and I just remember the first time I met George, it was like meeting Eddie Van Halen. He had the same do like Eddie Van Halen, permed up kind of like hair, you know. He was the first one to get like a tattoo out of the Serbian community, but out of the Romanian community as well. So he was the first one to get a tat, but he hid it. Like he put it in strategic places. His father never knew he was tattooed. He'd hide smoking as well. His father never knew he smoked.
That's pretty difficult, man.
Yeah, it is,
I don't know
but
about that.
I think they knew. They just didn't want to say shit because he was a good guy. He was a good guy. He was when he was around 18, 19, he was part of a gang back then, the neighborhood gangs, which it was just 10, 15, 20 guys that hung out together, did everything
Was it the
together.
shit straight out of the Warriors?
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, Warriors, you know, like that 50s, 60s thing where you had the jacks, the spades, the corner deuces.
Block to block type shit.
Right, right. So his group was the Knights. Okay, they had black satin jackets with gold writing and script on the back, Knights. Fucking dope. And all I ever wanted was, I wanted a fucking Knights jacket, all right?
Right.
I even joined a fucking, I don't know if you want to call it like, it was a gang, but it was like, kind of like a biker gang or whatever, but for about 8 months I was hanging out with them a lot, you know, here and there doing stuff. They liked me because I was boosting bikes and doing, you know, I would do like whatever. Like if they dared me to do some shit, I'd be the guy that like, they put me on the roof of a building, I'd climb through the duct and shit, open the door for them so they could rob the store, whatever. I did stupid shit. So that was the Satan's disciples. And George kind of saw my t-shirt and got pissed the fuck off and was like, dude. And I said, well, I want a fucking, you know, I want a fucking jacket. I want to be a knight. He goes, you can't be a knight. You got to be voted in and all of this. And these guys didn't like me, had a mouth on me and whatever. But George still took me under his wing. And, you know, we reminisced when he came down here 3 years ago. We reminisced about that story. And I said, you know, I was still irking me. Never got a jacket, you know. He goes, you can have mine. Come to New York. I got it in the fucking closet. What if it'll make you happy? I was like, yeah, but dude, it ain't going to fit me. Look at the size of me now, you know. So the only way I could explain who George is if you ever see the actor Frank Grillo, mannerisms, looks. Of course, George is like gray and whatnot, but I'm gonna put a picture up, you know, for the memoriam for him. But it's just Frank Grillo. Like every time I see Frank Grillo on something, I go George. Yeah. He even like when he like smiles and goes to answer, he goes like George. So anybody who knows George, he had a contagious smile. Great guy, man. I mean, fought if he had to fight. Never started fights. Would always try to talk, make peace with everybody. So it's a shame, you know. He had plans to come down here. I was trying to get him, you know, some property, and he liked to do antique repairing and stuff like that. And he got into motorcycles, and he was like me with a lot of bracelets. Where I wear a lot of bracelets at times. He's the same way. So, like I said, rest in peace, George. You're gonna be greatly missed, and
Give him a damn jacket.
dude, please speak to your niece, your nephew, and be like, give the badge the jacket. Like I just want to hear that. But yeah, it is what it is. I don't need the jacket. I got friend of mine, Steve. That's how I found out. Friend of mine, Steve from New York, started following us on Mood Lounge on the Instagram account. And then I was looking through the pictures going, this guy looks so damn familiar, but now he's gray,
Right.
So I looked through his pics and I was like, oh shit, I know Steve. I remember fucking him. And so I reached out and he's telling me, he passed. And I was fucking shocked, and it kind of like fucked up my whole weekend. But, I mean, you know me, I take death very easy. Somebody dies, all right. You know what I mean? Like, even if it was somebody close to me, all right, he had it coming to him or whatever the fuck. He was a dick, But, the few people that passed in the last couple of years really devastated me because they were, instrumental in my life. And I mean instrumental. We did some crazy shit, me and George. We had some fun times, I don't know. See, I'd rather smile, Yeah. So, once again, like I said, this is to George Zivku. Rest in peace, my brother. I'll see you on the other side when I get there. I have a drink.
Yeah, on to better subjects.
So, there's this thing going on in Aurora, Colorado, with the Venezuelan gangs taking over buildings.
Oh, we're gonna be jumping straight from the gang shit now.
Yeah, straight into because that's just like fucking fresh.
Yeah, I'm just saying we go on stories of wearing gang jackets. To here's actual gangs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
what about?
So, they're taking over buildings. They're basically strong-arming the people, threatening them.
Are you talking about those ones that on the video, like on the house, on the Ring doorbell?
Yes.
They popped in with like.
Well, I don't think it was the Ring doorbell. I think it was the fucking.
Ring.
Was it Ring?
It was Ring.
Was
it was somebody's doorbell. Like.
Oh, okay.
What, you talking about like the Walmart version that they have? Or,
no, I'm not.
Which I don't know if they have.
No, I thought it was security on the compound because if you look, I don't think it's a Ring because
it's from doorbell though, and it says Ring in the corner.
Okay, maybe one of them were.
Yeah.
But I really don't think that the one where you see the guy coming up the stairs. There's a camera.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, that one I think is.
It's
not.
So I think it could be a mixture of somebody's Ring camera, security fucking cams.
Yeah.
But anyway, so like 6, 7 guys come out. They're all strapped with guns. They all got iPhones, which baffles me. They're fucking migrants that just came in. Where the fuck they get guns and iPhones? And then all of a sudden, one dude comes out with a fucking long gun, straight up fucking AR.
Yeah, but
scope.
Where are they getting the money for it? Can I ask? Like,
well, I did a little research on this shit. So it seems that this was all planned.
Right.
I'm not going to sit there and point fingers and say the government was kind of behind this, but I think the government was instrumental in this. They wanted to, have these people come and do this upheaval. Don't know why, but they're not fucking fighting it. The fucking, I don't know if it's the governor of fucking Colorado. He's just like, this is an isolated incident. This is not going on. And they show you people. They recorded people like in the house. So what do you have to do to protect yourself? Fucking 5 deadbolts with a bar in the bottom of the door. Right. They're extorting money. Instead of you giving the rent to the landlord, they're fucking collecting the rent, and they just like, dude,
nothing's happening about it.
Yeah, nothing's happening. The fucking police's hands are tied. The mayor of Aurora, Colorado came out and said, hey, we need help. We need this and, whatever. Nobody's doing shit. Biden's not doing a fucking thing. Kamala's not even fucking talking about it. Fucking dope-ass fucking idiotic fucking twat sicko. Because it's the passage in time. Fucking bitch. Jesus, anyway, bro. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Fucking, we'll do a grinds my gears about her fucking on another show. So, who comes to the rescue? It's been spotted on many interstates and highways and whatnot. Hell's Angels. Hundreds.
Sorry, why?
And
why
hundreds.
Hell's Angels?
Fuck it.
Why though?
Dude, let the fucking heads roll, bro.
Okay, but
Because let me tell you something. You know, sometimes you need somebody who's got balls. And Hell's Angels fucking got some balls. All right?
right.
So they got balls. They're going to come in. They're going to crack heads. I'm sure they're heavily armed. And even if just knives, brass knuckles, and chains, dude, hundreds at a time, they're willing to die. They're willing to let 20 guys get shot immediately, you know?
Right.
You've ever seen those fucking, where they had fucking brawls in the middle of fucking Las Vegas casino, and they start shooting at each other and picking up chairs. That's it, bro. You know? So
I just wasn't expecting that.
yeah, I saw one video where this lady was in the car and she's going, "Oh my God, look, it's not stopping. Oh, look. And it was just 15, 20 bikes, 15, 20 bikes, 15, 20. And this went on for about 10 fucking minutes. So if you count 10, 15 fucking bikes, and like there was like a little span where there wasn't, and then there was 10, 15 bikes, then 20 bikes, and it was just all you heard was and it just going. So that's in one direction. And I guarantee all the California chapters, they volunteered, got up, and they're driving in. Because Aurora, Colorado seems to be on this, like, you know, crossroads. So from Cali, it's a great fucking location. From down south going up from Texas and that, it's a great fucking, it's a highway that connects. And that highway goes across into 80 that basically hits the eastern seaboard, you know, New York, whatever.
Right.
So they're saying that the reason they're situated in Aurora, Colorado, because of that highway shit, child trafficking, drugs, you know, the connections are there. So when you asked me before how they getting their shit, also, they made a deal with MS-13. Now, here's what cracks me up. There's enough information that they know government's not going to say a fucking thing. MS-13 is weaponizing them. Because in New York, the Venezuelan gangs, they interviewed a guy that they arrested, and they said, "Oh, we got permission to shoot at the cops." Like, from who? Yeah. Oh, from our gang leader. So this is when we found out about when that fucking idiot went and shot a fucking cop 3 times in Manhattan. Like, the guy said stop. He just turned around and started shooting the fucking cop. Didn't give a shit. So they made a deal with MS-13. The weapons were getting to them in New York, some other areas. And they're just on that main highway spreading out all over. And they're trying to take over. So now I really do hope that the Hell's Angels crack some heads. Protect these fucking people, you know. Yeah. As bad as the Hell's Angels had that reputation of being fucking lawless, you know. It takes them, a bunch of lawless guys, to fucking do the job of what these fucking other people are supposed to. Don't get me wrong. I know law enforcement would do something. But the fucking government should fucking do martial law, send in fucking, you know, army to fucking go door to door like they did in fucking Louisiana during the hurricane, door to door. We want your guns. Dude, I was watching videos about that. That is fucking insane. How the fuck can you just come knock on my door during a flood or a hurricane and say, "We want your guns"? You can have my fucking dick is what you could have. You ain't taking my fucking guns. Then they fucking shoot you. And then they take your guns and arrest you, you know, with a wound, you know. Right. It's only a flesh wound, you know. But, so yeah, I'm dying to see what's going to happen with this Hell's Angels thing. But from yesterday.
I just didn't expect that at all. I thought, like, we would have some shit, like, in New York. I remember you telling me about, like, some guys with red berets running around, or, like...
Oh, the Guardian Angels.
Guardian Angels.
That was from the 70s.
I thought some shit
80s.
like that was startup, where, like, you know, they're just now protecting some spots or whatever.
All right, so look, the Guardian Angels was a great idea, and they're still active, and Curtis Lee was still the leader.
Are you sure they're still active? I haven't seen
They're still active.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're still active. I don't know how many members they have, but they're still active. It's all volunteer work. You know, they patrol subways. And they started making a comeback because of the shit that's going on in New York again.
Right.
It's funny how, you know, 40 years ago they came out. Now they're fucking back again because, you know.
I mean, all the shit's going on.
Well, the police's hands are fucking tied. You know, it's like.
Didn't they put army in the fucking subways?
Yeah, for a bit. Yeah, they did have reservists in the fucking, and then they had I think sheriffs and park police and wherever they could muster up to get in there, you know.
Yeah.
But everybody wants to leave. I have a few friends of mine that have retired. They were all lieutenants and whatever. They just put in their retirement. They wouldn't let them go. You know, like they had their 25 years and like, no, you can't go. So one of my guys is just like putting in another year or two because he's just like, all right, so I'll cap out at 30. He goes, but I need to get the fuck out of here. It's just getting a little too fucking, sticky, So, yeah, that's it with the Hells Angels. God bless you guys. Do what you need to do, crackheads. Hopefully the government will now, have a reawakening and be like, oh, hey, we need to do something about this.
Yeah. Hopefully, but
hopefully we'll speak about it as it unfolds. So, we had company this weekend.
That we did.
Yeah, we had two fellow gym rats. We had Rob and Scott. Stay pumped, my friends. So
Mr. Dos Equis.
Yeah, Mr. Dos Equis came over. He brought two Dos Equis. He brought me a bottle of screwball. We were
now what exactly is
peanut butter whiskey.
Now, how the fuck do you shove peanut butter in whiskey?
I don't know. He was
I'm like mad confused.
Yeah, he was telling me about it in the gym, and I was just like, nah, bro. Like, I've had honey whiskey. They're making some crazy fucking shit, but he goes, it's dessert in a shot. I'm like, no fucking way. Like,
how though?
So he brought it over. You were upstairs getting ready.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got to try this. I said, will you join me? He goes, yeah, of course. Right. So I cracked the bottle open. I put, a shot for us each. And holy fuck, it goes down.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, the minute it goes down, so smooth. There's no fucking, goes down so smooth. And all you get is this backwash of fucking peanut butter. It's like, you're like.
You serious?
I swear to God.
What's up?
Swear to God, bro. So I was like, wow. And then like, the taste after like 15, 20 seconds goes away. But it's literally like having a dessert in a little shot. That's what it tastes like. It doesn't even taste like liquor, but I'm kind of scared, like, if you drink this 2, 3 of them or 4 of them, it's so fucking sweet, it's going to go straight to your fucking head. Because I remember getting fucking pretty wrecked on some of that honey Jack Daniels. It's so fucking sweet. Just it wrecks you, man.
Right.
But yeah, man, thanks to Scott for bringing over the screwball. Thanks for Rob and Scott for coming over. We made some Serbian delicacy called Gibanica. Gibanica, I'll explain for the viewers. Gibanica is a cheese pie. Now, what I mean by cheese pie, don't fucking think like apple pie, but with cheese in it. No, I will explain.
It's like a cheese lasagna, kind of.
Not really. Not really.
I mean, with the way the layers are.
No, it's like I explained it to Rob. Rob agreed with me. If you know what a baklava is, or in the way the Greeks pronounce it, baklava, it's phyllo dough with nuts and honey and, layer after layer after layer. Well, minus the nuts and honey. And you put little oil, phyllo dough, and a concoction of feta cheese, cottage cheese. I'm not going to give my secret ingredients out, but a few other little things that I throw in. So, and you just do layer a layer, and then you kind of wrap it, and you put an egg wash on top, throw it in the oven. So I made 2 fucking pans, and I kind of warned them and said, hey, one slice is going to be heavy as fuck. Nah. So I put 2 slices on the table, and Rob was just like he did half and was like, yo, dude, this is so filling. I said, I told you it was going to fill you up. Fucking Scott polished off the 2 slices and was like, damn. It was just, when it comes out of the oven, it's just so flaky and crispy and stuff. Now, Greeks have this with spinach. It's called spanakopita. Okay? They also have the cheese pie. I forgot what the name, how they call it. But Serbs have it. It's called gibanica. It's a fucking... Gibanica is more of like a small town type dish, but it goes from town to town to town to town. So it's like the town folk do that shit, like the ones in the city don't,
Yeah, honestly, everything over there,
village
and the hemisphere is like it's shared between everybody, but it's
pretty
different.
much just different.
It's different.
Yeah. Like the one thing that we all share is budek.
Yeah.
Yeah, Albanians have budek, Serbs have budek, Macedonians have budek.
Well, let me guess, somebody does it differently. Like
Turks have bureki. I think it came from the Ottoman Turks and from that Middle Eastern, area kind of came up, and then we just adopted it.
Some of the differences are kind of stupid. Like one village, they put it in the left side of the stove. The other, they put it in the right. Like the fuck, they put the onions on this side. They do this way. Like what the fuck?
It's not that. It's just that everybody has.
It kind of is like that, bro.
No, everybody has their own recipe, and it's handed down. Just like I showed you how to make it.
I know.
You're watching me, and I said, "This is what you do. It's what I do.
Yeah.
Do what I do."
Yeah.
Because if I tell you what to do and you do what I say, it's not going to come out as do as I do. So watch me and we do it and we do.
All this doo-doo.
All this doo-doo. Speaking of doo-doo, so Rob, we were talking, sitting on the couch, was shooting the shit, telling stories back and forth, and then Rob got real quiet. And, you know, kind of like Marco looks at him.
Why are you bringing this up as a point, bro?
Because he had such a great fucking little comeback to what, you know, he's over there and he's like looking at his phone and he's kind of like, you know, making that fucking stink face. So then he just blurts out. He goes, hey, look, you know, I don't mean to be quiet, but, you know, I need to use the bathroom. So I said, right there, I got 2 upstairs. No, I need to use the bathroom. I said, you could drop a deuce in my, you know, Scott's like, oh, he don't want to drop a deuce. And I'm like, dude, I got spray. He goes, nah, my shit laughs at your spray. So, being mad respectful, Rob, but, you know.
Yeah. Hey, I promise you, he did not put no laxatives in your shit.
Nah, so. Bro, no. He's got this strict diet that he follows with a lot of fiber because his A1C, and you know, we're all at that age. You know, he's a little younger than me. He's like 45, 46. Scott's my age. I'm 55. So, but it's like that little ballpark. So once you get to that age, it's like you need fiber, you need omega fatty acids, you need this, you need that. You need to watch what you eat. Rob's very on a strict diet. Eats like 4 or 5 times a day. Fucking diesel, you know, right. Natural too, natty all the fucking way, bro. God bless you, Rob. Yo, natty, bro, and also Scott's natty, you know. So,
congrats to
natty's the way to go, fucking, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I just wanted to say that little quip about fucking Rob because it was just funny as shit. I gotta give credit what credit is due. You know, Rob's got some funny fucking one-liners. We all have that camaraderie in the gym to where we all finish each other's fucking sentences and keep adding to it. And like every time I'll say a joke, Rob will be like, ah, you know, like, and you'll be like, and then he said this, ah, you know, like it is what it is. And then Scott does the same shit. You know, Scott's very fucking with the one-liners. He's the one that came up with those kiwi nuts and all of that shit that we talked about in the past. So what I want to do, to introduce you to them only because of the camaraderie, and you can see the way we bounce around. So I'm going to have them on the show, either individual or together, and I think that'll be a long-ass show that I can make 2 shows out of because, dude, I don't know what is going to come out of that free balling.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to have like 4 topics, and we're going to ask them about it, and I think it's going to be fucking insane, you know? So that's a great idea. I think that'll be our first, you know, guests on the show, and then we'll work in. I have another guy that I really want this guy on, Michael Scott Hollish. I really want him on. He said he would do it. He's just got a really busy schedule. Dude, he's got rock and roll experience, rock star experience, played, I think, CBGBs, played with great fucking, you know, headliners in his life, recorded a few albums. He's like a jack of all trades. I could say master it all. I mean, he's done everything. I mean, from music soundtracks, producing, Narco Wars, co-producing Narco Wars.
Wasn't he also more of like a journalist kind of?
Yeah, he did journalism for a bit, and he's got a Facebook page where it's called the Reform Report, and he was the first actual pioneer. I'm gonna say it. I don't give a fuck. You guys can check it out. He was the first pioneer doing MobTube.
Yeah,
he was the innovator for the MobTube. He did it, but he didn't do cameras. He did he'd call them up and do telephone conversations. So, you know, he was the first to do Frankie Fiordillino. He did, I don't think he did Larry Mazza. He did, can't remember the name, but he did some big players back in the day. I think as far back as like 8 years he started doing his shit. And then I got introduced to him to Frankie. Frankie asked me to talk to him, and then we became really good friends, me and Mike. There's times where he just like hits me up at 11:30 at night. Hey, did you read about this? You know, and we start talking political jargon and all this bullshit. And then he loves my extensive knowledge on European history because he's a Slav. He's I think he's Slovak from former Czechoslovakia. So, and he's into this war memorabilia shit. He's got extensive shit, documents, pictures. I think his father served, his grandfather served. So, yeah. So one day I'm waiting for Mike to give me word, and I'll have Michael Scott Hollish on, and then I don't know, Frankie Fiordillino also. He said he'd be. Can you stop doing the squeakiness on the fucking chair, please? What the fuck's that squeaking then? There it goes again.
Her moving?
So, that's all I'm hearing is fucking squeaking. All right. So,
Hopefully Frankie.
yeah, hopefully Frankie Fiordillino comes on. I spoke to him. He was very interested in coming on. We haven't spoken, set a date yet because I didn't want to start doing interviews. You know, I like the show the way we do it, and I'd like to have an occasional guest time to time. I don't want it to become, you know, like these other shows where you have a guest and now they're expecting more guests. And how can you out top and do the next one? And you're searching for guests. And I don't want to have the same guests that everybody else has on. You understand?
Yeah.
And I want it to be a little different. Then we got this guy, Ed, that works the pizzeria, but he's up on doing better and bigger things. But he had a podcast for a bit. He had the Sesh podcast show. I did his show. He's a guy from the street, from fucking Jersey. Came down here to Florida trying to better himself and get his fucking life out of that fucking that street mentality.
Now, honestly, I don't blame you for having memory problems because I just realized we have like how many people with the same fucking name that you know?
True.
We have Ed, and then we have Ed, and then we have Rob, but then we also have Rob,
Well,
and then we have Rob again.
yeah, but let me
You get
well, no. So what it is I say Ed, but like I call Ed the
I know.
barber.
Yeah, there's
and we
Ed
call,
the barber, then there's Ed.
then there's
Ed
Ed.
down the street.
I
then
call
there's
Ed fucking Verenzano in my phone because he works for Verenzano Pizza. You know what I mean? So I call him Ed Verenzano, and then you got Edvin up the block, which I just fucking shorten it to Ed, but it's
I know.
Edvin.
But it's
you
like
know.
all this shit is like Ed, and Eddie, so it's like, I
Yeah,
don't blame
and
you.
then Robert and Rob. It's Rob is from the gym. It's just Rob,
know.
and then Robert is our godfather.
anybody else
but
would
he's
be-
Roberto, really. So
Anybody else would be confused as fuck, so I can't.
Oh no, so I just want to. Okay, so you guys know who I'm talking about. Rob is the guy from the gym. Roberto was the cackling guy in the background, the Godfather. I put up a picture of him before. He was just like ha 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 ha, you know. So, and somebody commented on Instagram and said, "Yo, you were talking about Frankie Fiordillino. Was he the guy cackling in the background?" I was like, "No, like it's just that's Roberto. Because if Frankie would have been here, I would have had Frankie. I would have been interviewed. He would have been sitting right next to you. We would have been banging out questions. And Frankie's, you know, for all purposes, yeah, Frankie ratted. Yeah, Frankie did this. Yeah, Frankie murdered. Yeah, okay, but you know, Frankie's got some quick humor. Frankie's got some. I explained some of his life achievement, not achievements, but things he's done in life, and it was fucking hysterical. And I'm just telling a good story, but you know, he actually did some of this shit. And there was some funny shit like his mannerisms, his facial expressions, you know. So I'm sure, like, you know, he would come on and talk about, like, what I want to talk about is about the 80s and 90s, get his insight on some shit, you know.
Right.
And then you could ask him well, what was it like in the street at those days? Because I hear stories from my dad about you, about this. So, you know, we could have a nice little fucking, a nice show with him. So if Frankie's listening to this, yo, my offer still stands. I'll reach out to you again with a date set in stone. I don't want to do like a computer thing. I'm not into that computer, putting you up on the screen, you being in the background. That's not my cup of tea. If you could come down to Florida.
Reserve that shit for doctors, you know what I mean? Hit that televisit type shit.
Well, you know, it is. You can get more fucking guests that way, but I just don't want my show to be like that. I want my show to be the way like I did the Matt Cox show. You know, it's like you go into the studio and you bang it out with him.
Yeah, it's just more awkward online, though. You know what I mean?
I
Like
just don't like it.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys are taking like a 5-second pause to make sure.
Well, I did
if you hear each other.
I did the Chatting with Stack show. I talked to him for 2 hours. It was all off my iPhone. I just didn't. I mean, he did a good job. He fucking edited, did everything, whatever, you know. But that's his thing. You know, he does everything like that. Then he goes out live and does some shit. But you know, what's up to Bill? I want to say what's up to Bill. Great show. Check it out. Fucking hilarious content, man.
Right.
So we're doing good on time. What do you want to talk about, Marco? Something else? I've mentioned
Yes.
some good stuff that I have on my topics list.
So how the week went? I wanted to ask, what's with all these like hibACHI type places?
Oh,
Because
Okay.
like
so
if
we
you
went
wanna
out.
give context.
We went out Friday night to celebrate Tatiana's birthday, 13th birthday. So we went to go celebrate at the hibACHI because she likes her some hibACHI. So we went.
But we went to Kobe's Steakhouse.
We went to Kobe's Steakhouse in Clearwater. I don't know. There's a couple of other steakhouses, but I've never tried. Kobe, when we first came to Florida, that's what we hit. We like it, you know. So we went, and I was a little curious towards the end because I already know the whole song and dance. Yeah, we're going to do this for you.
Yeah, they do all that with the silverware. Like fucking they almost hit me. I don't know if you saw the damn thing like slide over.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then I just
like,
looked.
So sorry.
And then I just looked at my stepmom because she put me in that specific seat. So I was like, really? Like, you trying to get me killed? Like, did you pay him or something?
I was all squashed in the corner. Like, I was on the corner here on the end, and then Tatiana was sitting next to me.
Yeah, and then I was benched all the way, like.
Because my mom was like one leg in, one leg out. She didn't sit normal, so I was kind of like pushed.
Which, by the way, she dressed completely different than us.
She dressed like a.
Here we are looking like fucking.
Like a fruit salad.
Yeah, here we are looking like chess pieces on a board or something. You know what I mean? And then there goes fucking kiwi lime over here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
She had 2 different color greens and some yellow and some dude. It was just.
Yeah.
I guess when you get older, you're fucking
dressed up like a fucking green apple.
You want to be like sticking out, so you just get fucking.
Oh, why, like, bro?
I don't know.
She did not get the memo.
It's also like if you ever notice the old people that work in stores or old people used to work in McDonald's time to time, or now they work as cashiers in fucking Kohl's or
Publix.
Ross or whatever. Yeah, Publix, and their eyebrows are shaved off and they're drawn up like all the way. It looks like golden arches. They're always like,
They just fill it in on the forehead line.
And then and what's funny is they actually look like, stiffs in a casket. Like, because, the stiffs in the casket, they always put makeup on you.
Yeah.
And they just don't put it on correct. They just, they put a circle of rosy red cheeks, and they put this, dude, it's just, I don't know.
Obviously fake.
It's like The Walking Dead. So when you walk into Ross or fucking Publix or whatever, and you see these old people, hit The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Dude,
it's the same shit.
The cashier,
You sent me that go to Aldi's, real quick when you were making Gibanica yesterday.
Okay.
That's exactly what I saw.
Yeah.
It took me fucking 10 more minutes than it would have normally to just go to the self checkout because everybody's in line, doesn't know what the fuck's going on. They're looking around all dead, oh, let me go.
Yeah, I don't know.
If somebody move out the damn way too, bro.
If somebody could hit us up and fucking drop a comment, why is it that these old people? If there's an old person that watches my show, because I have a demographic of 60 to 70 that comes up on my algorithm. Hey, if you're listening to the show, why do you shave up your eyebrows and fucking paint on these fucking black up here? It's all the way up here. It's right into the fucking top of the forehead. It's nothing here.
No offense.
Yeah, it kind of looks like the Joker makeup, except that it's all the way up here. But so we did that. What kind of irked me is that I think hibACHI went woke.
Really?
Yeah. I mentioned to you, dude, that night. I said, did you notice something was missing from the show? So if you all know what hibACHI, what they do is they do that. They fling around the fucking spatula and the fork and blah, blah, blah. And then they bang, 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 bang. Then they do this thing with the fucking egg. They spin the egg. They pick it up. They go like this. It lands. It cracks. As they're cooking the food, if you're ordering shrimp, they'll be like, hey, hey, hey. And they'll, fling it in your mouth. And so the only thing, there's this one part where they take onions and they build a volcano,
right.
From big to small, whatever, and then they pour something inside, and I think a little alcohol, and the fire comes out. Then they go choo-choo, and they push it, and all the steam comes out. Well, usually to put it out, they bring out a little boy in a kimono, and they press his head down, his little wee-wee comes out, and it squirts water and puts the fire out.
Right.
And it's a joke. It's like, hey, put out the fire. And, everybody laughs, ha, 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 ha. They didn't do that.
Right.
So our guy didn't do it.
Replaced with an eyebrow zinger, and that was
it
was just oh my God, check your eyebrow, and then that's it.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah, because you got burns. He's like, check your eyebrow. You don't burn your eyebrow, So I just was like, what the fuck? I looked at the other tables, because this is like a, what's the word I'm looking for?
A staple of the...
No, I'm trying to...
No?
It's like a in and out. I don't know what the word I'm looking at.
Word? What the...
It's an in and out. It's just like... No, it's a in and out. It's just like a
instrumental?
Quick... No, never mind. Fuck it. I'm not going to get the word. The Prevagen's not kicking in this morning. Or this afternoon. So, that's funny. This morning, this afternoon, I'm so fucking lost.
It's okay, Joe Biden. We're here for you.
Where's my ice cream? But I think I went boom in my diaper. Jail! Kamala! But anyway.
I'm excited to run. Anyways.
It's just like, I'm like a conveyor belt. It's just you come in, you do what you need to do, and you conveyor belt out. Like so, it's just like a constant circle, and it's so quick. An hour. Right. It's like an hour. We got in there 10-2. We had to wait 10 minutes for the fucking table. 6 o'clock we sat down. We were out by 7:05. Because they kind of look at you like, okay, it's the birthday person. We gave you a fucking hat. We banged the drum. We said, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Bang, 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 bang. Happy birthday from Kobe. You know, it's like, that was it. It's like we had to go, you know? So, like I said, it's just the in and out. But I looked around, you know, tables over there. I didn't see the little baby come out, the little boy with the kimono with the pee-pee.
Yeah. And they were saying the same eyebrow comment. So
yes, so it's like they changed it. So for the people out there, please comment to us and let us know that it's just not Kobe Steakhouse that's doing this. Yeah. Are they doing it in other places as well? Are they trying to stay woke now and not to fucking offend anybody? Which that little boy pissing, who the fuck is it offending?
Yeah.
It was like tongue in cheek. I remember the first time I took you to a steakhouse in the hibACHI up in Jersey.
Right.
And
what year was that, by the way, just for like a time frame?
2012, 11, 12, 13, around that time. Because we went a few times. So this guy, Rich, that we were hanging out with, Cuban guy, fucking awesome guy. You were hanging out with Rich Jr., is it? Rich Jr. and Andre?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Richie and Andre, you were hanging out with them in school and stuff. So they took us out to hibACHI for the first time. So they popped my cherry and your cherry. So it was fucking, you were just like, what the fuck's going on? It was just like he was so slick too, because he turned on, he goes, it's their birthday. I was like, when were you here last time? He's like, a month ago. I go, you pulled his birthday shit too? And he goes, yeah, they don't fucking care. So they come out, they give you these fucking light up glasses and all of that shit. And all you guys were like, ha, ha, ha. And they were making food and the whole shit. It was great. It was great. I'll never forget Rich for that. It was just, phenomenal. But yeah, I mean, I remember that, the little, with the pee-pee, yeah. It was, that was part of the show. Now they took that out of the show. I don't get it. That's like fucking David Blaine doing, normal tricks. It's just, why would you not do your stupid fucking sitting in the glass bubble for 4 days, or, standing on one fucking toe on top of a fucking tower 400 feet in the air for 5 days straight, not sleeping, just, it's like he's doing regular tricks where he bites a quarter and then he shows it to you and he goes, bits and it comes right. I just spat straight that way.
Yeah. Why did you hit me, bro? I'm not catching strays for nothing.
Fucking, it hit you on the face behind you on the back.
Yeah, still, why are you hitting me? Come on.
So anyway, yeah. So please let us know. Are we the only ones that are noticing that they're fucking going woke? Is it starting?
Is this like the Mandela effect, where like one person remembers it differently and everybody else doesn't?
Yeah, I just like I kind of like told you, I was like, yo, what the fuck? Did you not notice this?
I know it felt off after. I was just like,
it did. It was just like, and I never noticed that. This is the first time I noticed this, that the guy, maybe I just didn't pay attention, but the guy came out with these really fucking shiny, like a spatula, weighted, then the fork, then he would go like this, and he would spin it around, he'd go,
and then he almost took my eye out.
Yeah, and he's doing all of these things, and fucking, and then he takes them and puts them away, and he grabs the other ones, and I'm going, I've never noticed that before. It was always, what I remember, the same shit that you're showing the show and flinging them and this and that, that's the same ones you're using. So I don't know, man. I guess now they have two sets.
I'm pretty sure there's a chef explanation.
I don't know. It's like just
you're dulling the shit that you're using, or I don't know.
Yeah. Well, down here, I'm gonna make an educated guess. A lot of the chefs that are there, I'm gonna say, are Vietnamese. Just only because of that Joe Coy skit where he said Vietnamese talk like this when you go away,
right. And I was seated right next to like
all these guys are talking with that kind of fucking accent.
Yeah, so I had to hear it like in my right ear, like bang bang bang.
Yeah, like I don't mind. I don't have nothing
no
against.
Offense. Yeah, but like, it was just in my ear like the entire time. I was like,
yeah.
What the fuck?
Marco's tattoo artist that did his Christ head. He's Vietnamese.
Yeah.
So or he's Tong or Vietnamese. So I'm sorry if I'm being disrespectful to T. But down here there's a lot of Vietnamese, a lot of different what's the word? Asian, different types of Asian. So in New York it's like mostly Chinese and what. And you have a certain section that's Vietnamese, but whatever. Let's not get into that. But so anyway, I just noticed that, made a little fucking educated guess on that. But
what does that have to do with the second set of silverware?
I don't know. It's just I've never. It's like they're changing up the game when they're doing their little skit.
Yeah.
So I've never noticed that they had 2 sets. They put it away. Maybe I just never paid attention. The guy put it down, grabbed another set, because this guy kind of turned to his little cart, his little hibACHI cart, and was like, "Hello, hello, yeah, ding, 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 ding," and just like I was like,
yeah, I'm gonna stick by my guess and just say like it's dulled or whatever. But I don't know. Like it could be just weighted. You know what I mean? Like you try doing that shit. Yeah, try doing that shit with a heavy ass knife. Yeah. It's going in somebody's fucking hairline. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And they kind of like Kobe, kind of like when they give you a filet mignon, they cubed it, which I don't remember. I used to get slices.
Right.
So that's another thing they changed. Instead of slicing it and flipping it once or twice or whatever, they cubed it up. They went bing, bing. So it's small little fucking cubes like this. I don't know. Maybe it cooks faster. Oh, and they killed me with the soy sauce.
They killed you with the soy sauce?
Yo, my man. There's already soy sauce on the grill.
Okay.
And yeah, he's using that big ass fucking scraper to scrape off the shit, but it's still in there. And then he's just like, ah. And then
Is
butter.
That why specifically you didn't eat or what? Because
no, and then butter. I kept seeing like slathers of butter. You take it and fucking put it with the spatula. And I was just like, I don't remember them using that much butter. And I said, I'm going to be shitting my pants. And sure enough, man, explosive diarrhea the next day. Explosive. I mean, food was good.
Yeah.
But towards the end, I said, don't you dare put any more soy sauce, because he was getting me the lobster ready. I was like, no soy sauce on my lobster. And even though he didn't, I think the soy sauce was still on the grill, because when he gave it to me, it was brown.
Right.
And I was just like, fuck, thank God he didn't put soy sauce, because this shit is already fucking salty. Everything basically tastes like soy sauce. Rice, soy sauce. Noodles, soy sauce. Vegetables, soy sauce. The fucking steak, soy sauce. That's why I was like, yo, enough. Like, you know, my stepdaughter likes soy sauce. I fucking hate it. Like, I even tell them when we get Chinese food, no soy sauce. Like, my shit's plain. I tell them which one to make. I'll put what I want on it, you know?
Right.
Not to mention my legs are still swollen. Yeah, well, that's salt, bro. My legs are swollen. I got fucking cankles.
It was good, though.
Yeah, it was good. I'm not going to say it wasn't. It was good.
Yeah.
But you got something else you want to interject?
Something I just noticed. It's not that important, but, like, Facebook started, like, their own Tinder shit.
Say what?
Yeah, they got a tab on Facebook now.
I did not notice this.
You didn't notice this?
No.
You go on Facebook every day.
I go on Facebook, and I go through my feed of what my friends and, you know, a little funny.
It's just like on the bottom, like to the right. It literally says dating, which I
don't see that on mine.
What the fuck is this?
I got to look.
Is your shit updated or no?
Yeah, it updates
Okay.
automatically.
But I don't know what it is.
So it's got dating now.
Yeah, dating. I don't know why they're trying to do this now.
Hey, we need to tell our godfather Roberto, because he's dating. We need to tell him, hey, you try this freebie on Facebook.
Bro. Yeah.
You know?
Don't hit up Plenty of Fish.
He kept telling me, like, every chick that responds to him is like lying about their age.
Really?
Dude, like he said, he goes, I seen the picture. She looked really, really good for 50.
That was 5 years ago.
Then he goes,
like
I see her in person, and she's like 65. And what happened to you? Like, he doesn't want to be mean. He's just like, hey, you know, your profile doesn't really look like you. She goes, yeah, I know. I put a filter on. Dude, he goes,
nah.
He goes, yo, they must have put crazy filters. He goes, because when you see them in real life, it's just, you know. Yeah. And they're all lying about their age. They're all saying they're 52, 53, yet they're like fucking 62, 65, whatever the story is, you know. And they're all into this, what can you do for me attitude. Like, you know, do you have a good job? Do you do this? You know, I'm going to just stay home. He just went through one fucking shit marriage. You know, he's just like, hells no.
So you think they're going to be doing that on Facebook too?
Pretty much. If you leave the dating fucking thing to these fucking creepoids that are out there and the fucking, you know, fucking clowns from the fucking circus, sure, that's what's going to happen. I mean, I don't know. I never indulged in that shit ever. Even like when I was, you know, single for a bit. I just like, I know that's like, you know, you're gonna meet the freak of the freakies. Like not like in a good sense freaks. You know, like I mean freaks. Like the song "The Freaks Come Out at Night." Yeah, the fucking wackadoos. You know, for real. Right. So I just never indulged in that shit. I've heard a few of my friends say, "Yeah, you could meet girls, this and that." but what are you meeting? Like, honestly, like, you don't know this
You're not going to roll
person.
the dice on that.
Yeah, like, nah, bro. Listen, I'll take my chances me going out and bumping into somebody or starting a conversation at the deli counter. Be like, hey, how you doing? How you take your sandwich? Yeah. You put a little mayo on it. Can I put the mayo on? It's like, I don't know. Whatever. But, so we started a new show. I kind of like,
Oh, you want to talk about that one?
Yeah, I started watching it with Jay, my fiance. I have to keep saying that until we get married. I should just call her my fucking wife, you know, because that's going to be the next one. It's going to take me forever to start saying wife. I'm going to be like, my fiance, wife. I
upgraded. Hello.
All right, my wife.
Status.
You know? And every once in a while, I slip and say my girlfriend, and she goes, excuse me, fiance. And I'm just like, all right. I always say fiance, but once in a while, it's just my girl. You know, it just comes out, my girl.
Surprised she hasn't said anything about that just now.
What's she gonna say? It's true. I'm just fucking.
Yeah, I know.
Just true.
Just be like, but it should be, you know.
No, it's no. She's right. I should just fucking say it like that. But I do. I say my fiance and my fiance. Then I just say Jay. People that know her, I just go Jay. You know, Jay. Because I kind of like it doesn't roll on the tongue. Fiance, wife is easier. Wife, it kind of rolls. So I'm gonna have to.
Pretty sure she hates Jay, doesn't she?
Huh?
Doesn't she hate Jay?
Yeah, she doesn't like Jay. Her name. I'm gonna tell everybody her name. Her name is Jelena. It's a Serbian name. Now Americans call her Jelena. Okay, so everybody
ironically or no?
What?
Jelena.
What about
like? Do some people actually say that unironically?
They say Jelena or Jelena. Everybody like here in Florida, it's all been Jelena. You know, bro. But so. You know, I used to call her, you know, Jelena, and then once we got engaged, just be like, Jay, you know. I don't mean to be dickish about it, but
it just comes out dickish.
In text, she gets pissed because, like, we'll be talking, and I'll just turn around and, like, in text, and I'll be like, okay, Jay, no, Jay. And she's like, why are you being mean to me? I'm not. I'm just saying Jay because I don't want to type Jelena. It's just Jay, and I move on to the fucking pause, comma, whatever, and then she gets aggravated by it, so... Sometimes I like to poke the bear. You know, like we're sitting there in the living room and I'll say something, no, Jay. But I'll put on the face and I'll be like, no, Jay. So that's sarcasm right there in my face. And she goes, why are you mad? I'm like, I'm not mad, Jay. And then she's like, really, Pedge? And I'm like, what, Jay? Jay. You know, she just goes nuts. Like, fuck you, I'm going outside smoke. Which, mind you guys, she went out to smoke one night. Everybody's laughing in the room. So she went out to smoke one night, and it was raining.
Oh, great.
And
do you still have the video?
I'm going to put it up.
Okay.
I want my audience to see what I'm talking about. So, yeah. So she goes outside, and we're all in the living room. So that's a good, like, 40 feet to the fucking door, to the front door. She goes out there. I don't hear shit. We're in the living room. TV's on fucking like 80. You know, I got this new 65-inch Sony, and we're just fucking chilling. She comes in. She goes, you didn't hear that I fucking fell down? And I'm like, what do you mean you fell down? She goes, never mind. So, you know, she's like all wet or whatever. So I pull up the ring cam, and then I look. I go, holy shit. So I'm going to imitate her. And then I'm going to imitate what ended up happening after that. So it's me, Marco, Tatiana. She's at the front, Jay. And I'm pulling up the video, and she goes out there. She has a hoodie up. And she goes like this. Now, she's a little short, stocky little thing. It looks like a corgi. So she's like, and she goes over there, and she has the cigarette like this. She takes 2 steps, and the 3rd step, she just goes... and hits the deck and goes, Jesus Christ! That cigarette still fucking in her hand, lit, still ready to go. Fucking gets up and just like, God damn it, Jesus Christ, I almost broke my neck. Opens the door, and then you hear her say, did you not hear me fall? Like, so I quickly keep this copy, and I send it to Marco, and I send it to Tatiana, and in unison echo of 3 phones going on, you just hear, Jesus, Jesus Christ, like echoed in 3. Now, everybody's laughing. We're all fucking like, it's hysterical. I'm sorry that I'm laughing at her fucking downfall. Literally. But,
Jesus Christ.
I'm my humor, if we see something on the TV, watching a movie, and if it's on pay-per-view, some shit that I could pause it, I will pause a certain scene and repeat it. I mean, till we're laughing, crying, I have to bury it. So Jay kind of hates that. Tatiana finds it amusing, but after the 5th one, she's like, "Stop! I'm gonna pee myself. Stop!" So. But yeah, so that one thing I kept it. It's what, 8 months old? It happened way before the show started. No, yeah. So I kept it, and I kept saying I was gonna put it on, and Tatiana's like, "Put it on. Put my mom falling down." But the way she fell, it was kind of like, I don't know, man. When I put the video up, you guys can rewind it 1,000 times and let us know if it's funny or not. But she kind of like this foot slipped, but the right foot buckled underneath her, and she just went down like a sack of shit. So it was kind of like a split, but it wasn't like a sticky split. It was kind of like a like this. But her ass hit. Because the stoop kind of goes like straight and then dips down like 8 inches. So she was kind of like sitting down. But the way her arms flared, it was like she was grabbing onto like imaginary Jesus hands.
That's why she called out to him.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. So I'm going to put that up. So I was saying that we got into a show. So me and Jay started watching it. And then me and Marco continued to watch it. The Hunters.
I missed out on the
You missed one episode. I'll play it back if you'd like to see it. It's just very confusing.
I'm too deep in. It's like, how the fuck am I going
So it's The Hunters, Al Pacino. It's about Nazi hunters or whatever. So it's very, I dove right into it because it's just the way the first episode kind of like showed you the beginning and the end with a little bit of juicy middle. And I was just like, what the fuck? Yeah. Like, the guy's alive, now he's dead. What the fuck's going on? And then we just got into it, and we're at that point where a episode which has it was like an origin. It was an origin episode for one of the characters, which we didn't know that. We were just like, where's this going? Yeah. It went from Nazi hunters to 1942 behind an SS camp. That was like fucking burning Jews, and like it was good snowing.
It was good comic relief and
it was
because not only did you have his story going on, but you had however many other Jews.
Yeah,
plus the ones that escaped. What if they come back?
Right.
You know what I mean, the show.
Yeah, no, true. So. But the whole time I was watching that, I just kept laughing because when the Nazis came in, the SS guys, what was cracking me up is the way they were like so heavy with my name is
the accent.
Hair so-and-so, and hair and this, and hair and that, and this and that.
Yeah,
and
this is poop and farting.
Yeah, this is poop and farting. This one's keeping me from flopping, Z. It's like, whatever. So they're doing all of that shit, and they're doing their little fucking German. But I just kept thinking of that fucking knock-knock joke fucking meme where the guy goes, did you hear the Nazi knock-knock? Was it Nazi
knock-knock? German knock-knock joke.
No, German knock-knock joke. And the guy goes, no. He goes, knock-knock. He goes, who's there? He slaps him, and he goes, I will ask the questions, So I was cracking up the whole time. I was like, what are you laughing about? I go, I just see that the German guy slapping the other guy. That's just. But then, in that one origin, there was one sadistic. There was like three turns of Nazis coming to this old man's house.
Yeah. And
this guy like built all these castles and torture chambers for the Reich. So they came there. Are you hiding the jewels? And it's like, no. It's only ghosts. It's ghosts. It's Hugo's ghost.
Old couple.
Right. So anyway, the old couple had booby trapped the house that the 3 Nazis got killed.
Yeah.
Really fucking painful
deaths. They didn't mean
deaths.
for it to happen, but.
But dude, real painful deaths. The big fat fat German guy that went into the basement had a fucking huge
stone,
2-ton stone land on him. The other one that went up into the attic, a noose came around him, yanked him up, and then a fucking, like a sickle went across and fucking sliced him open. His entrails were all over the fucking place.
Shit was like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, it was just, dude. And then the old lady the last one, because he got a little nosy about the wall going, I studied the architecture, and then I became a Nazi, and He's doing all this explanation.
He flipped out over a wall.
This wall is 13 meters away from this wall, which is 11 meters.
I've measured every single bit, like
with my eye, you know, like
how?
What
Why?
the fuck? But it was so intriguing because he kept pointing to this wall with cuckoo clocks, and he's pointing the gun, you know, the little Luger, and he's just like, "What's behind the wall? What is behind the wall?"
Fucking baby though, that baby in the wall, fucking sold so bad.
Yeah, bro. Anyway,
gotten away with it.
He got fucked up, and then the old lady hit him with a fucking what was that? Not a hatchet, a cleaver. Hit him with a fucking cleaver in the middle of the head. And he's like stumbling around, going and then he just like fucking dies.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. The next turn though, with the other Nazis.
Yeah, the next turn comes in, and what's funny is the first ones when they come in, there's always like one guy. He's the leader. That guy, there's a snail crossing the pathway. Yeah. He picks up the snail. He looks at it. He moves it over. The second guy picks up the snail, looks at it, pulls the snail out of the shell.
Tosses the shell one way.
Tosses the shell one way, tosses the snail the other way. What a sadistic fuck. But he brought such juice to the character because they come in and they say, "Do you mind if we check the house?" And he goes, "No." So two of them go. The one sadistic fuck stays behind. Beautiful house. I could see myself living here.
Right.
And then
they smile it off.
I turn to you and go, "He's going to take the house." Yeah. And you're like, "No." Pulls out a gun, shoots them both dead. And then these guys come back. "What the fuck were you doing, Franz?" You know, and he's just like, "If we come back empty-handed without the fucking SS, we're going to have your head, my head." You know, and then when he starts explaining it. And then he goes, "But do you know who you just shot?" "Who?" He goes, "The architect for the Third Reich." And this and that. He goes, "Could you imagine the upsell on this house now? Like
the resale value?
The resale value? You know, like, dude, that character was fucking awesome. I wish they would have given him a little more breathing room to be a sadistic Nazi. Because I just love seeing that shit.
I think it was perfect, like, when he literally starts living in the house.
And
they had to hear him the entire time. Like,
so
his wife
there's like 40 or 50 Jews living in the walls, ceiling,
the floorboards.
And the floorboards.
Yeah.
And they're over there. The first night, they're fucking.
Yeah.
And they're all like,
"Oh, I love my new house.
Yeah, I love my house.
Through the walls, through the floorboards.
Look at the Gasfenfurgen."
All the kids are just like looking around, like with ears are covered.
Yeah, dude, it's hysterical. And whatever, at the end, the Jews kill them. Yeah. You know, I don't know, like, first they're like, we're not like that. Don't kill. Then they kill, and they dump the body in the river. Mind you, in this episode, it calls The Man in the House. That was what it was called, The Man in the House. Yeah. And that little boy ends up being this fucking Nazi killer. Yeah. And he comes on the boat and he grabs Adolf Hitler, which, you know, I like it that the Jews get their little final solution there, but you know, we're going to watch a little bit more and see what actually happens because I have a funny suspicion Hitler gets away. You know? This guy with the piercing blue eyes that played Hitler was fucking ominous when he fucking lays Ava Braun out with the fucking shotgun. Yeah. He's over there fucking, "Poor," you know, and then she comes over, he goes, "Look at you, a fucking old man, and you can't even aim with your shotgun." He just goes, boom, like fucking just right in the face, bro. Yeah. Because she's, the whole show, she's trying to get power. She's trying to say that she made Hitler, that blah, 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 blah. You know, he wanted to commit suicide, but she told him, "No, you will not. You will win. You will win," you know, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to watch that show, but I give it thumbs up.
Thumbs up?
Thumbs up, man. Like, how many stars can I give it? Jesus.
Yeah, how many dicks on the dick?
Let me get a little zesty now. I could give it like 8, 9 stars. Frisco. Yes. Yes, YESSSSS. Steam escaping. All right. So I think we have a good show. We're going to cut it a little short, but unless you got something else you want to throw in.
No, I don't.
You sure you don't?
Yeah, I'm positive.
You know, this is a touchy business, being a fucking podcaster. What can I tell you, you know? I don't want to fucking sit there and do mob stories all the time. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, oh.
What you doing?
I don't know. I'm just doing my fucking shoulders, man. You know, skibbity Uranus. All right. So anyway, till we see you next time, hit the like button,
comment down below,
subscribe,
hit that notification bell,
and we'll see you next time on the Mood Lounge.
Jesus Christ.
Peace. Pieces.
Jesus Christ.